time, our understanding and use of laboratory services was growing at a phenomenal rate. And all the diagnostics needed educated, intelligent staff. And that's what really made the Institute come to being. Murray Young, who was director of labs at the time, had the foresight to see that this expansion going on at TGH would go right across the province. And we would need staff, well-trained, educated staff, who had not just come through apprenticeship training, which was the old way of doing things, but rather a formal education program.
The most rewarding part of working with the students is seeing the light bulbs come on and seeing those moments of utter puzzlement change into, ah, now I get it. And knowing that we're preparing graduates to look after the rest of us in our dotage, because goodness knows we're all aging ever so gracefully, but we may at some point need our graduates to look after us or the people that we care about. And it's wonderful to think that people we're preparing today will be out there as excellent therapists in the future.
I guess the most rewarding part of working with students is remembering what it was like when I was a student and trying to remember how frightened I was and how new this was, and knowing how important what we learn is when we're out there in the world working in the clinical setting. And I really like it when you see that a student really gets it and when they appreciate how technical and how involved the stuff that we're teaching them is.
I can remember just last year one student that called me. He was so happy to pass the national exam that he said that he loves Michener. He thinks they're the greatest thing. He's got one of the little decals in his car that says Michener, and you know, I'd have to agree with him. I think Michener really does care about their students.
The biggest change I've seen in the program has been the conversion to the distance delivery. When I was a student, we came to in-house classes. So we came here every day, learned our theory through lectures, labs, and then went out and practiced in the clinical environment. Today the program is a distance delivery program, so all of the theory is done on their own at a distance with the Blackboard learning environment to keep us connected. And then we have the simulated clinical semester where we bring everything together and synthesize all the information that they've learned, and then they go out to clinical for a much shorter duration.
Our joint program in medical radiation sciences, I believe, really was a pioneering program in Canada, and it also fulfills a huge healthcare need. The radiation therapists, the radiological technologists, and the nuclear medicine technologists are integral to our healthcare teams in delivering excellent care. And we believe the graduates of this program truly contribute to the team approach to excellence. That's what I'm most proud of, is contributing through our education programs to both innovation and a major healthcare need.
In those days, technical training, technological training was looked down on. That was one fight we had to fight, but I think we've won it.
I think the role that allied health professionals play in terms of the overall health of every citizen in this province is a critical piece of the healthcare equation. It's hugely misunderstood. It doesn't have a very high profile, but in fact the system doesn't function without our graduates. And so having an opportunity to come in as the president and the CEO of this organization and help to ensure that those types of graduates were supplied to the system and were provided with, as we now describe it, the best education and the best experience that they can have, that to me is a very significant contribution, and that's what I think about and what Michener's contributed to the system.
I think Michener's greatest impact to healthcare and education has been the innovative and creative way of combining the two, and to actually help meet that need in a very innovative way, a very different way from a traditional post-secondary institution. And I think it has done that since its inception.
My first day here as a student was mad chaos, traveling from the suburbs and being plunked into an auditorium with a whole other crowd of people and feeling absolutely like a fish out of water. And that lasted about one day because we were thrown into classes and labs and learning very quickly, which brought all of our classmates together into an instant community of getting to know each other fast so that we could get to learn really quickly.
It's the fall season particularly that I miss. When students come, there's a certain energy that flows through the building.
First day as a student, I'll never forget, because I had just come from McMaster University, which was a rather large institution where you were a number in a class. And my first day here, I was walking on the 14th floor, and Pat Sennett was walking down the hallway behind me. And I had met Pat very, very briefly in one of my interviews to get into the program. And Pat said, "John, welcome to the program, how are you?" And I couldn't believe that a program director would know who I was. And I turned around and I said, "I'm very well, thank you, Mr. Sennett." And he said, "Mr. Sennett, no, it's Pat. Around here we call each other by first name. Welcome to the program." And it set the tone.
The experience I will never forget is when I learned that we had achieved top 50 employer status with the Greater Toronto Area. It just meant a lot. It was just kind of fun, unexpected.
This is the best job I ever had working here. I loved it.
One of the characteristics of our professions is that they are very much and heavily involved in technology. Technology is evolving at light speed. So what is the technology 50 years going to be like? How are we going to be looking and taking images? In all likelihood, it's going to be at the cellular level. And what does that mean in terms of training and education and diagnostic capability, etc.? But what I am confident of, as that reality, that future medical model evolves, we're going to play a leading role in producing the technologists and the therapists that contribute to the diagnosis and ultimately to the treatment that's required by patients. And that's, after all, what we're all about.
Michener has a lot of opportunities in the future. The sheer location of the Michener Institute, being in Southern Ontario, being right next to all of the high-tech hospitals on Hospital Row, is definitely to its advantage. Very close to Queen's Park for a relationship with the Ministry of Health. And Michener definitely is poised, given its reputation, to provide innovative and collaborative experiences for generations to come for healthcare practitioners.
We've always been a leader in applied health science education. You know, our new focus on simulation and our new focus on interprofessional collaboration, we're leaders in that as well. So I expect that whatever is the new thing in teaching applied health sciences, we'll be doing it first.
Congratulations to the Michener Institute on celebrating your 50th anniversary.
Congratulations, Paul, and all the senior leaders at the Michener. I wish you every success in the future, and I personally look forward to continuing our relationship.
Gives me great pleasure on this occasion to wish the Michener Institute a very happy 50th anniversary and hopes for the next 50 years to surpass even the wonderful achievements of the last 50 years.
So congratulations to all of our broader Michener community for its excellence, innovation, and contribution over the last 50 years, and all the best in the next 50 years. Congratulations, Michener.
Congratulations on 50 years of success and excellence. I know that the Michener Institute for Applied Health Sciences will continue to touch the lives of individuals within our communities.
Happy golden anniversary, Michener.
Congratulations, Michener Institute.
Happy anniversary, Michener. May you have 50 more years of success and fun and adventure.
Michener, congratulations on your 50th anniversary. We're about the same age, give or take a year, but I am proud and honored to have been part of the journey.
Well, happy anniversary, Michener. It's been an incredible 50 years, and I'm looking forward to being part of the beginning of the next 50. I'm not going to commit to the fact I'll be here for the entire 50, but I have the greatest confidence that the accomplishments of the next 50 years are going to really bring Michener into the forefront of the role in healthcare in Canada.
It's hard to believe what has been achieved in 50 years. And I'm sorry I won't be around to see what you achieve in the next 50 years. But that's life. However, I'm convinced that if you stick together, share your ideas, use your enthusiasm, and continue to dare to take new paths to help students and practitioners, you'll be just as important and making a significant contribution to health for people like me and health care for people like me. God bless, and have a good 50 years.